My name is Mareen Waterman. I am at this point, an associate broker in the Coldwell Banker Waterman Realty. I founded the company in 1963, not as a Coldwell Banker franchise, but we've been a Coldwell Banker franchise for approximately 25 years. A couple of years ago, I promoted my son to boss and stepped down to be vice president. Cut my hours a little bit and my responsibilities and let him run those things. Our firm has been a general real estate broker, and we do land development as well, or did prior to the recession and county regulation, which put a real damper on development. We started out in the Annapolis, and we did development in Annapolis, probably built 400 homes over there, and developed the waterfront community. And I moved over here to the shore in 1969, bought a little farm, principally moved here because of goose hunting. And before long, I opened up an office on Kent Island in 1973. And shortly thereafter, I closed up my office in Annapolis. I didn't want to be trying to be two places at one time. I've concentrated on serving the Eastern Shore ever since then. And we've done remarkably well over the years, both in our development business and in residential brokerage. At the time I moved here, my personal prediction was that Kent Island would have a population of 50,000 people in 15, 20 years' time. Now that hasn't happened by a long shot. The entire county is approaching 50,000. I think it's about 46, 47,000. Variety of factors responsible for that. Some of it is probably due to anti-growth mentality on the shore. Originally, it was people complaining we never should have built the Bay Bridge, or we ought to blow up the Bay Bridge. That type of thing was, the old timers who regretted seeing anything developed around them. Well, I bought a small farm on Bennett Point Road. It's on the Wye River. At the time we bought that property, I think there were 8 homes upriver from me. Today there's probably 300. We used to have a goose pit out in the field, and the first couple of years when you heard a car go up the road, you turned around to see who it was, and you probably knew who it was. Now there's been intensive development in the area, and I don't know how many hundreds of homes are on the Bennett Point Peninsula, but it's certainly entirely different. Of course, at the same time, the whole world is different. Transportation, population. I often think I remember going to the movies when I was, a youngster. World War II was going on, and seeing a war movie, which I think was Back to Bataan, started off with a speech by President Roosevelt saying there's 130 million Americans united against the Axis nations. Now there's 300 and some million of us. All those people got to go someplace, and the vast majority of the American population concentrates on the East Coast, close to the water. I don't think there's anything we can do to prevent that, nor should we. I think, a kid grows up in Queen Anne's County, he deserves the opportunity to live here if he chooses in the future, and hopefully the opportunity to work here, which has been pretty damn scarce. But the expanding population, that's just the way the world works. We do and we should control growth. It's a question of how much control. right now we have the ability to control growth by virtue of the fact we don't have that much capacity for public sewer. We also don't have that much land that will accommodate a modern septic system. So there's some built-in features that stop us from growing too much. But of course, too much is, to some people, one more person moving to the Eastern Shore is too many. And I'm sure there are other people who would like to build a high-rise on their property. But I don't think we're going to see high-rises, nor should we. Certainly not in any realistic time frame. And I don't think we're going to see massive development. Even the biggest thing that's been proposed in Queen Anne's County is the Four Seasons project over here in Kent Island. That ended up being proposed as 1,600 homes. Would have probably been built over a period of 10 years or so. Would have been good for the local economy, would have been good for the local taxpayer in that it was a senior project, no kids allowed, therefore nobody in school. And of course that's where most of our money goes. Roughly 50 cents of every dollar in the past 25 years has gone to the school board. This year, for the first time, we had a set of county commissioners that said no to the school board and reduced their budget very significantly. I don't really think it's going to significantly reduce the quality of education the kids get, but that's a whole nother topic. Of course, the county as a whole is never going to be 100% in agreement. However, you have members of the Planning Commission who, there's a couple of them that I think have the idea nobody else should ever move to the Eastern Shore. You now have county commissioners who don't feel that way. I believe from the consumer's point of view, people in this county have a right to buy from large stores if they choose to. I'm not going to buy my clothes at Walmart. Well, my work clothes, but I'm not going to go to Walmart and buy a suit, but there's plenty of people who aren't in my position. I don't think they should have to drive to Dover in order to shop in Walmart.